I just got the GAMESIR Kaleid controller, one of the best controllers you can buy to play both on PC and Xbox because it delivers everything the best the Xbox brand has to offer. With an RGB LED lighting, ultra-low latency, clickable buttons, raw effect on each of the analog sticks, and a great texture and grip. Man, this is the best controller you can get nowadays, especially for the price, and that's what I'm going to talk about right now. The GAMESIR Kaleid controller. That's it. First of all, I have to show you what it's like to take this controller out of the box and how we arrive at this conclusion, alright? We mainly notice that it lays out the specs really well, right? It has the RGB detail here, says it has the raw effect on the analog stick, vibration both in the controller and the trigger, which I find pretty interesting. And it even comes with a month of Game Pass Ultimate, nice. It's really cool how well it's taken care of inside this box, but look, the controller itself is already here. It comes with a huge cable, and there's even a little seal here for us to remove. This is the GAMESIR Kaleid. Man, this is impressive. The controller is transparent, and it looks like an Xbox controller because it's licensed by Microsoft. It even has the main share and options buttons, and the button with the Xbox logo. The triggers are really smooth, and wow, this analog stick here is really good. It's smooth, and the buttons are clickable. Man, this is good because you get feedback from every button you press. But inside it, you can see, look here, the detail GAMESIR written inside. Like, the internal circuit board is already a work of art. But anyway, here you have a code, right? And your manuals too. It has a huge manual so you know how to set it up and also how to access the GAMESIR app. There's a nice code here for you, to redeem a month of Game Pass Ultimate, which is really good. It works both on PC and on console. And there's a nice GAMESIR sticker here too. Man, I find this interesting. They give you a cloth. This cloth here is for you to keep cleaning the controller since it has this transparent shell, But this transparent part isn't just for show. There's an extra detail that makes this controller cool when you turn it on, especially with this cable, which, man, must be a meter long. And it's a braided cable, man, really well made. This is built to last. Look here, the moment you turn it on, you already get this feedback and this RGB effect, which adds even more flair. It's immersive, and you can customize it too. That's what's really cool about this controller. Besides that, it's very textured. Like, there's a texture here, man, that's really nice. I praise any controller that has this, and it's great that GAMESIR included this here, because this is what makes this controller my ultimate controller for playing on PC and Xbox. Besides that, the same texture is also here. Look, on the triggers. This is really good for when you're playing racing games or shooting games, when there's a lot of tension. You need textures like this to feel that you're pressing the right button. This is really cool. I like it a lot. The same texture also appears here on the tip of each analog stick, which is really cool. Besides that, there are the back buttons here, right? Which are the L4 and R4, and they're made for you to customize. But you do that inside the GAMESIR app, which you use on your computer, for example. Man, I just opened Forza here, because it's one of the best games Microsoft released this year. And I'll tell you, it makes really good use of the Xbox controller. And the GAMESIR Kaleid, since it has this Xbox protocol, it has exactly everything an Xbox controller should have, and even more. Not just the cool look, but for example, since we're talking about a racing game, it has a really good vibration response, even though it's the Xbox standard. It's very well optimized, and this controller is the one that uses it best. I said it, I really like the idea, man, of you, for example, having a texture both on the trigger and on the back of the controller, because that way you have a much more comfortable grip when playing. I think this partnership between GAMESIR and Microsoft and Xbox is really cool, because this, man, makes this controller one of the best choices you can have. Check it out. I really wish I could describe this to you, because when I'm accelerating, I can feel the car shifting gears, and it feels really smooth here on the controller. And when I'm gonna take a turn or brake, man, the controller vibrates really well, man. This is really good. Look, I'm here driving like crazy, but man, you can feel it. Like the car losing control. This is really good, and I don't know what they put, man, inside this controller with the Hall effect analog stick. But the analog stick is really smooth. You keep moving it to change direction. I can't say if it feels lighter. It's smooth, when you're controlling it. Man, this is my go-to controller for playing on PC from now on. It's really awesome. Look, I'm gonna start crashing into things. Every sign, every wall you break, you feel it in the controller. It's really good. So cool. Even spinning here, look. Doing donuts. Man, this is awesome. Seriously, well done. This is really good. This is a classic on the channel. I want to test the D-pad here. It's one of the best funk mods that Auriso could have. Let's go. The D-pad, man, it's really good for a lot of games. But in a 2D game, this is going to make a difference. Man, the D-pad is really smooth, and it's 4-way. No accidentally rolling down or pressing the wrong button, for example. Really smooth. Man, it slides like butter, you know? Man, this one is really good. It's really great to play like this. This pad here is perfect. For 2D games, it's awesome. It might even be good for fighting games too, because it's smooth, you know? It's really smooth when you're moving it around. Look, and here's another thing. It's a Brazilian game. Look, 2D game, it really performs well here. Even when I'm playing WoW, it really works great. It works perfectly. For 2D, this controller gets my approval. An important thing is, you can also download and customize your controller through an app. You download it directly from the GAMESIR website. It's this app right here, look, GAMESIR Nexus. Right away when I open the app, it recognizes the controller, but it already shows an update fixing some bugs. Man, it's a good idea to check this app from time to time. Although I didn't find any bugs that this controller might have. And it's really quick, you don't have to worry. So let's go. Man, here you have, for example, the polling rate, which is the response rate you can set for your controller. To be honest, this is really specific for people who like fighting games or shooting games like Fortnite or COD, because you really need to have a very fast response from the controller, but you can adjust, for example, the dead zone of the triggers, so it can activate without you having to press the trigger all the way down. The cool thing is that you can also customize, man, the colors of the RGB LED. You can set it to flow, where one color kind of interacts with the other. It looks like the colors are circling around. You can set it to rainbow here, where the color is symmetrical, but it changes together. It's colors. There's also pulse, where the color changes from one to another. And you can also customize it. For example, if I want to make one side completely blue, I can simply come here and do this. Then I just confirm it. So one side keeps changing color and the other stays completely blue. That's exactly because I set it up this way. It's really interesting for those who like this. I can also change the speed, for example, of the color change. Then it gets kind of epileptic. I found this interesting. And there's also a mode here that's audio reactive depending on the game I'm playing. For example, the actions will make the controller start flashing. This is really cool. I can also keep customizing it. Let me turn down this crazy speed. You can even tweak it too, man. On the travel range of each analog stick in case you want to customize it. For people who like to play competitively, it's awesome. And here is also the best place for you to customize, you know? What the function of the back buttons will be, and on top of that you can even lock the diagonal, for example, on the D-pad to work in 4 or 8 directions. This really makes a difference for platform games, okay? And also for fighting games. If it's a fighting game, preferably don't lock it. And here you can also alternate the D-pad with the analog stick, because there are games that have different functions for each one, and you might end up wanting to play with the D-pad instead, or with the analog stick, or switch them. It's interesting. And here I can also adjust, for example, the vibration intensity. There's a menu here that's pretty interesting. You can change it like to make the vibration weaker or stronger, and there are 4 vibration motors. Those are the motors. Standard ones are on the controller handle, but some are also on the triggers. You can even set the controller to vibrate every time you press the trigger, which is cool. Why? Depending on what you, prefer. For example, I want the right trigger to vibrate every time I'm playing a racing game and press the right trigger. Okay, you can do that. Some people like it. Personally, I like it, so I'll end up leaving it that way. But this is just a detail, you know? And if you happen to think that the controller's vibration is too strong, you can adjust the vibration strength. I don't think it's too strong. I think it's okay, all right? So I prefer to leave it like this. Okay, I know there will be people saying here, oh wow, the controller is wired. Man, relax. It's a controller where you can literally remove the USB-C cable. And it's all good. The cable that comes with it is braided, really long, longer than the one I have, and mine is 2 meters. It's very useful, to be honest. And if you happen to lose the cable, you can use any other one. It'll end up working. No problem at all. It'll work the same way. But for those who play competitively, you know that when you have the controller connected by cable, you have really low latency, extremely low. 1000 hertz polling rate. You know exactly what that's about. It has an excellent trigger. The trigger has texture, which makes everything a lot cooler when you're playing. Plus, the grip is really nice. It follows that good Xbox standard with GAMESIR's technology. The texture it has pretty much everywhere makes it much more pleasant to the touch. Plus, it's really good looking, like you have customizable RGB lighting, a texture, and a transparent plate. which makes it even shinier. Even the circuit board has the GAMESIR and Kaleid branding, which makes everything much more interesting. On the back, it has rear buttons, which are useful for pretty much any game you want to play, especially for FPS players. Plus, the grip texture is much more comfortable, and once you get used to it, you don't want to go back. Every controller button and every texture on the back of the controller should have this, and GAMESIR did it really well here. No exaggeration, it's comfortable in your hand the size it should be, both on the back of the controller and on the triggers. Seriously. This one is pretty much confirmed. It's my PC and Xbox controller now. It works on both without any problems. Especially now that Xbox is everywhere, even on PC. In other words, it's a fully featured controller. It's good looking, has Hall effect, mechanical buttons, RGB, rear buttons that you can configure in the app, official Xbox license, and a lot more. I know the fact that it's a wired controller might turn some people away, but it's for convenience. For those who play on PC, it's not really a problem because it's convenient. The cable is long. You can play with it comfortably on your PC or on Xbox. You'll have a good distance from the console to the controller, and it doesn't feel cheap at all. It has a very good premium build quality. It's worth much more than what it actually costs. It's one of the cheapest controllers you can buy for Xbox nowadays in Brazil. And now, knowing that there's the mega sale on AliExpress, you can buy this controller and more controllers from GAMESIR from June 1st to June 10th. They're offering up to 80% off each controller, so it's a great chance to buy one. I'll leave the link in the description. Purchase it there and let me know what you think of the controller. This is the one I'll always use. And you'll notice there's RGB reflecting on my face. Every live stream where I'm playing here, you can be sure of that. So that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks, I'm out. See you in the next video.